Alright, YouTube, this is an update. So, the beetles that I was, sitting in this oatmeal and poop, and you got a couple decays. But, if you notice, they was really having sex. And, like I said, if you move this and you look, this pause from this, everything's moving. They've been laying eggs, and look at all the babies in there. So I got tons of babies in here that's gonna grow up to be superworms. Oh my gosh. So all the beetles that was in here, I took them out, and you can look at them. I took all the beetles out and put them in this one with a little bit of oats and let them keep doing what they're doing. So that's what I'm doing. So with this, I'm gonna go ahead and dump this into another container. I'm gonna pause for a minute. Okay, so the worms that you seen that was in this, it was a, how should I call it, a self-shifting container, to the point the way all the beetles was in here with the toilet paper tubes and everything, the potatoes and a piece of toilet tissue. They will lay the eggs on the tissue. So you just can't just up and throw away the tissue, and you can't just up and throw away the potatoes, because it was moisture. They got their water from it, but they also lay their eggs on it. So when the eggs hatch, they will eat the potatoes. So anyway, so this is the old self-shifting container, and I'm gonna put them in this container. The worms, the babies and everything that's in here. So if I just move to the side, as you can see them, all the worms, the super worms, those are super worms, not regular old mealworms. These are super mealworms. So if you look, they was eating. They probably was laid on the potato, and now they're eating the potato. So one thing I'll do now is just put a potato in here and just keep it fluffed up and keep letting them grow. So to the point where if you look, these are the super worms. Let me show you what I'm looking at. All right, so these are the super worms. I just gave them some potatoes this morning, so something to eat on, nibble on, get their moisture, everything. So these are super worms. They are bigger than the regular old mealworms. They are bigger. He's moving backwards, but anyway, so once they get to the point where that this stage, you can turn around and turn them into a beetle, basically. Force them into a cocoon state and turn them into a beetle. Right now, I already got a tub full of containers ready to turn to beetles. I'm going to pause for a minute. I'm going to show you that. Okay, so right now, this is my roach tub, and like I said, I got a spare tube of toilet tissue that I want to put into a container. But anyway, right here is my container that I got waiting for my superworm to turn to beetles. So right now, I don't see anybody that's curled up into a C state. Once they turn to a C state, that means they will be turning into a cocoon. Well, hold on, this one might be. He's in a C state. So now he will be turning into a cocoon, and he will turn into a beetle. So I got this full of superworms ready to go. Turn to a cocoon, turn to a beetle. Then I'll put them into that sterile light that you just seen with the mesh on the bottom, a little bit of oats, a little bit of wheat bran, and they will finish having sex, move forward, keep going, and then they will have eggs, and eggs will drop or they will stay in the wheat bran. Depends on how much wheat bran or oats you keep in your container will be the result. So that first container had tons of oats and wheat bran in it. So close that up. So according to that one, I had tons of oats in it in this one. So that's where I put the beetles from the old container into this new container. So when they drop, I'm gonna show you that. So when they move around, and they, I guess, get together with each other, the eggs will drop through this mesh, this wire mesh, down into this container, and that's where my eggs will be at. The superworms will fall from this container down to this container. So anyway, so yeah. So my old container was this one with the wire mesh, and you can see the webbing. That's what they was doing. I guess when they was laying eggs, they was burying, digging, laying eggs. So all that webbing is cording from the beetles doing their thing, laying eggs. So hopefully I might not have anything in this one, but this is the old container that drops down, and I didn't want to throw away any potatoes. Cause why? Look, that's why I don't want to throw away any potatoes. Cause they were still some in the potatoes, some in the tissue, and they in there. So I got a couple in here. So that's why I was worried about throwing away the tissue and the potatoes. And like I said, some potatoes I threw away, but the ones that got like this webbing on it like this, I don't want to throw it away because eggs was on it. So yeah, so I'm gonna let this sit for a couple more days before I go back through it and look at it. But yeah, so this is where I'm at. My superworms colony. I got one here, 2, 3 colonies of superworms growing. I had my beetles here, eggs drop down. And you can see I just put this back, and I got some superworms still left in there. So I got another container that I did, and I moved my beetles from there to here with less wheat bran, less oats, with the same mesh screen. So when they move around, they will drop the eggs down into this, and I just take it and just dump it back into what's the container? That container. Put the eggs back in that container. That's where they're at now. So just let them keep growing and building, and we'll see from there. That's the bearded dragons over here. Bearded dragons, my roaches. Anyway, holla at you.